Hey, so let's talk about reactivation campaigns. There are really kind of two groups that I'm going to segment this into. One is more for dentists or optometrists, people who practices where we need to go in there regularly. So most of us know, the general public knows they're meant to have a dental checkup every 6 months or so, or they know they're supposed to have an eye check every couple of years. So we know these are the ones that we sort of know that we're supposed to go in regularly. So I'm going to refer to that as the sort of the dental group. But then I'm also going to talk about ones that are more suited for, say, a physiotherapist or similar practice where people tend to come in with a problem and then they get fixed and then they often go away and we don't really see them again. So they're two very different flavors. So first of all, dental practices. Now, the best reactivation campaigns for a dental practice or similar is when it's highly personal. So that is when we take, say, a dedicated, experienced member of our team, like a practice manager, and get them to go through each of the files of anyone who has recently become we've recently lost touch with them. So they need reactivating because they should have come in, say, in the last month or so. One of the big mistakes that a lot of practices make is they start with the oldest ones, the ones that should have come in 3-4 years ago. But really, it's best to start with the ones that have been fallen off the radar most recently. So the ones that should have come in the last month, 2 months, 3 months. And then to get those files and to go through them and to make very personal calls like, "Hi, it's Kate here from Sane Dental. How are you doing? Look, I noticed that last time that you were in, Dr. Henriette mentioned that she was a bit concerned about the gum recession and she was concerned about possible gum disease. So I want to make sure that you don't have anything, that we don't let this get out of hand. And, this helpful kind of conversation about we know exactly what the problem is or what the concern is, and then support around coming in for an appointment with this high touch sort of thing." Now, these can be very effective, but they're also really time consuming. And the great thing is that we can now do this in an automated fashion so that we can do a combination of phone calls and automation, or just automation, because the admin teams in most practices are usually really under the pump, right? They're usually really stretched and often they're wearing different hats. Often they're filling in for DAs. Now we know that with the current environment, everyone is looking for team members and it's really hard to get decent people. Just talking to a practice manager the other day and she was telling me how she's after another part-time DA and she gets all these people saying, "Oh, I really only want to do 4 hours a week or 4 hours a day." So it's really hard to get great people. And so they're really under the pump. So if we can do a reactivation campaign that is personalized, but is automated, but doesn't seem automated, then that's really a very elegant solution because it takes a lot of pressure off your admin team, but it still gives that high touch, high quality kind of message to the customer. So how do we do that? Well, what we can do is we can build a spreadsheet of people who haven't been in for, say, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. And then we can get the name of their dentist and we can get even a concern in there. So then what we can do is we can message them. SMS is beautiful for this. So what we can do is say, "Hi, it's Kate from Sane Dental Practice. Look, I was just talking to Dr. Henriette the other day and we realized it was over 6 months since we've seen you. And something about, we're all about prevention being better than cure here. So if you'd like to make a booking, here's the link so we can encourage them to book online. I'll send you an email with a bit more information." And then we can send an email that's personalized again. "Hi, Kate, it's so and so from this practice." And even if there's a concern, we can say, "Last time you were in, there was this concern." We can put in a concern. We're concerned about, gum recession, or we're concerned about a shadow on an X-ray, or we can concern whatever the concern is. We want to make sure that you're not in pain and support you to have the best oral health you can. Make an appointment online, just go to this link and choose existing customer, existing patient, clean and check out existing patient. So we can do a series of supported SMSs and emails that are tailored and do seem really personalized because they've got the person's name, got the name of their dentist, and we can even put in the concern. Excuse me. I told you in my last video to keep it real and not to do highly polished ones. So here I am coughing in the middle of it. So that's great for dentists. What do we do for physiotherapists and for businesses who kind of fix a problem and then the people go away? Well, we can do a conversation starter. So we don't really have like a lot of reason for an admin team to phone them and just kind of go, "Hey, do you need anything?" But this is where SMS is so, so effective because we can just send them an SMS and say, hey, it's Kate from saying physiotherapy. Just wondering if we can help you in any way. Okay. And then we can start a conversation around this sort of stuff. This just works so incredibly well. We can just go, hey, it's so and so. I wanted to check in and see if we can help you. Is there anything we can do for you right now? And we can do a couple of these kind of messages by SMS or email and just leave the door open. Now, I probably wouldn't do quite so many for these in terms of, book online. This is more about let us know if you've got any aches or pains and having that conversation via an online messaging system so that we can get them to come back and go, hey, no, I'm fine. Thanks for asking. Or, oh, yeah, you know what? I've been dealing with these aching hips. I'm sitting all day at my computer and my hips are just really aching. Do you reckon you can do anything about that? Or do I just have to put up with it and suck it up? so, so we can open the door because so often with physiotherapy and a lot of chiro, all of these sort of health practitioners, customers don't actually know, the patients don't really know when they're supposed to go in unless they're coming in regularly and they're not the ones that we want to reactivate, right? So with dental and that kind of group, we know that we're supposed to go and see a dentist and have a checkup and clean every 6 months. But with physios and things, we kind of think, oh, if I need to see someone, the doctor will refer me. And then we tend to put up with stuff. We tend to go, oh, I've got this thing, like my knee's been down, whatever. But look, I'm in my 50s. I probably just have to suck it up. And so we live with it and we think, oh, I can't be bothered to go to the doctor. And I don't want painkillers. And we don't necessarily think, well, a physiotherapist or a chiropractor or someone might be able to help me. A lot of the time, we're under the impression that physiotherapists and chiros, we need a referral or that someone will tell us, like the GP will tell us that we need to go there. We don't kind of think, let's reach out, let's make a phone call, let's ask if they can help me. So having a conversation starter with a reactivation campaign is just so beautiful because an SMS where you actually just say, it's so and so from this practice, can we help you? I've been thinking about you, recently and wondering how your ACL's going now. We can put in what the problem was last time because sometimes these things can recur, right? We can deal with, say, a tendonitis and then everything's fine. And then a year or so later, oh, here they are gardening at the weekend and they've got, the Warriors tendonitis, garden Warriors tendonitis. And so reaching out to them and going, hey, is everything okay? Can we help you? This is a great conversation starter. So if you think this is something we can help you with, automating your reactivation campaigns in a really elegant way so that they are tailored to individuals and they seem really personal and don't come across as spammy and formulaic, then, reach out to us. I'll put a link to my calendar below so you can just book in a 15-minute call, see if I can help you. We'll see if it's a good match. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.